Hello, all Hollywood Western Wardrobe fans. Today is one of the videos that I was talking about that is kind of a little bit on the bizarre side, as it's not really dealing with wardrobe per se. Um, I guess the first thing that I'm going to talk about on this video is the pistol. And let me see if I can zoom in here. Right there, that is a Colt 22 pistol. And actual Colt. And this pistol was my father's, who is no longer living. I lost him last January, so a year ago, and a year and a month. And this was left to me by him. Me and my father were avid, avid shooters, and he left me this pistol. This pistol goes back in my family, and it was my dad's dad, so my grandfather's. And my dad, there's a story on this pistol which I find pretty funny, that my dad snuck this pistol out of the house. He wasn't supposed to have it when he was in high school. And they were cruising around in his 56 Ford, him and his buddies, screwing around, and they had this pistol, and they shot a hole in the roof of my dad's car. And my dad knew that my grandfather was going to skin him alive. So they spent the rest of the afternoon fixing the roof of the car, repainting it, everything. My dad said that you could not tell that a bullet hole ever went through that roof. And the car was parked out in front of the house. My grandfather comes home from work and says, "What the hell did you do? You shot a hole in your car?" And that was all it was ever said. So obviously somebody in town had mentioned something, because my dad said there was just no way to tell. But anyway, this pistol, I'm going to scan over here, originally had these grips on it. And I changed these grips here, the black Colt grips, because this is the grips that John Wayne had in all of his movies up until he went with the aged ivory grips. So I put this on there just to kind of mimic John Wayne's. I consider these grips here Matt Dillon's grips, because those are very similar to what Matt Dillon had on his pistol in Gunsmoke. Now, the pistol originally came when my dad shot the hole in his roof of his car. It had a buttline barrel on it. And one of my uncles, my dad's sister's husband, decided to change the barrel out. And so we never knew what happened to the barrel after it was changed out. And this gun went missing. It just disappeared. And one day, a friend of my dad's called him and said, "Hey, you need to come over to the house." And my dad was like, "Okay." So dad drove over to this guy's house, who's been a family friend forever. And he said, "I have something for you." He went to the room and he brought this pistol out. My dad recognized it right away. And he said, "Where did you get this?" And my dad's friend said, "Not important, but this is yours and you need to have it." And my dad tried paying for it. He wouldn't take money. And so the pistol came back into the family. So this pistol here is, I don't know if they're really worth that much. I'm sure it's worth a little something because it is a Colt. But to me, it's priceless because of everything that this pistol went through and came back into our family. So someday I'll leave it to my son. And I just keep the grips with it, and that's just how I roll with it. But yeah, that's the grips. Let me come back down here. Like John Wayne had, starting, with the Hondo, Rio Bravo, the Searchers. This is the grips that John Wayne had on his Colt. So Now, with that being said, I'm going to scan back out of here. You're going to see a holster, a black holster. And this holster here is a holster that I bought for, you're going to see this cap gun holster. And this cap gun holster I bought for these medallions. And I love cap guns. I mean, I was a kid and that's what I played, cowboys and Indians and stuff. And so I had a vision that I should build Shane's rig in a cap gun style, setup. So I found this cap gun with these medallions on. Those things just slide right off the belt. So I'm going to build a black belt. I'm going to put those medallions on it. I'm going to use this holster, and I have a cap gun with a 7.5-inch barrel. I believe it's an old Nicholson cap gun. And the only thing is, when they sold the cap gun, you could actually get it with black handles, and it came like with a ivory/pearl white grip, and you could change them out. Well, the pistol I have is in fantastic condition. I mean, it is like beautiful, beautiful. And I'm going to do a video on it soon. But I didn't come with the box or the other grips. So I'm looking for a set of the white grips. And then I'm going to put them on the pistol. And I know Shane had the horse head grips on it. So this is a cap gun, remember. And it'll fit in this holster. And the barrel will stick out. I've already put the cap gun in the holster, so it fits like a glove. And the barrel will stick out, just like Shane's. And then I'll have these grips. And it'll just be, like I said, I just collect cap guns, and it'll just be one of those talking points. If anybody ever comes into the studio, I'll probably have a picture of Shane by it and so forth. But the 22 pistol actually fits into that holster pretty well. But what I think I'm going to do, me and Dad used to watch Westerns like all the time. That was one of our things that we enjoyed doing together. Besides working on cars and shooting and grilling and drinking and just doing father and son things. And I'm going to buy a John Wayne holster setup that made for a 22. So it'll have the 22 bullet loops and all that stuff. And this gun, I do not take it out and shoot it or anything. It's just a family heirloom. But I think it'll rest fine in this John Wayne rig that I have looked for and I found, and it's a really good copy of John Wayne's. So with that being said, that is like I said, this is a kind of a crazy little video, but you guys are going to see things kind of come together over time. I get so distracted. I've had this holster set up for about 2 years with the cap gun and stuff, and I always said, I'm going to do it, and then my mind you wouldn't think I can stay focused on something, but something more important comes along, and I start doing that. So anyway, I hope you guys get a kick out of this video. It's, like I said, pistols very dear to my heart, and the cap gun rig, and like I said, I'm going to do a video on the cap gun here soon. I found it the other day when I was digging through stuff, and so you guys are going to see some of my cap gun collection. It's not real huge or anything. There were so many cap guns that were made that really didn't look like guns and stuff, and I was, as a kid, I didn't know any better, but as I got older, I have went back and actually got a pistol and a holster that I had as a kid. I was a big Matt Dillon fan, and I used to pretend like I was Matt Dillon, and I'd always make one of my neighbor girls I kind of had a crush on. She was Miss Kitty, and so you guys will see that. I'm gonna do a video on it. But I always kind of like the ones that actually look real and more authentic than just some of the other cap guns that I weren't like, you know, I just don't buy it just because it's a cap gun. It's got to have a little bit of a realistic look to it in my book. So anyway, but I'm going to go over all that in the next video when I do start on the cap gun. But I wanted to put this together so you guys could kind of see where I'm heading. And like I said, you know, you look at my other videos of the wardrobe, and I got John Wayne set up, and I have the pistol that I made up to do that. You know, a 22 to me always looks like a 22, and I love 22s. I love shooting them. They're just a fun little weapon to handle, and it's usually not as expensive as going out and shooting 45 long Colt. So, but I just don't think I'll display this with my John Wayne setups, just because I'm going for a little bit more authentic look. But like I said in my last video that I did, if I could get these grips to fit a Denix or even my Pieta 45, man, I just really love that. But Dukes did not have the eagles at the bottom of the grip, just the prancing horse. I think that's what they call that on the Colt. So anyway, guys, there you go. Another look into some bizarre stuff that I do. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys subscribe to us, and, you know, just to see weird stuff. I just think that all my videos will pertain to Western stuff. And like I said, sometimes I'm going to go off and do a video on something really bizarre, but it's going to pertain to the Western genre. It's just obviously something that is very near and dear to me. So anyway, guys, until the next video, you guys all take it easy, and I'll just talk to you later. Bye.